James Kaufman, World News Report today, March 21st, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had two 6.2 magnitude earthquakes in the last several hours. Both of them had an associated tsunami warning. I believe only one very small tsunami was created, about 10 centimeters, if we can even call that a tsunami, but not down here in Panama. First, we'll take a look at a 6.2 that happened just southeast of Borussia, Panama. They don't have a depth. It has a default depth of 10 kilometers. Came in at a 6 on the DYFI, a 5 on the shake map. And I did warn y'all about that associated tsunami warning. Now, we all know that there's a bunch of plates that are not connected there in the Caribbean, and that's also sitting right on top of several volcanoes that are either in full eruption or minor eruption and or awakening. So that energy is going to push its way north into the United States and Canada. The real problem we have is, well, we have a swarm of earthquakes up here at the Great Sitting volcano, which is also erupting. It's an extensive swarm. We'll see if we can grab the 6.2 that just popped off. They do have a depth of 17 kilometers. And it came in, well, very low on the shake map. No one's in that vicinity. Very low on the DYFI. There was an associated tsunami warning, and we did have a tsunami buoy pick up at what looks like about a 10 centimeter difference, or small tsunami. Now, I wanted y'all to understand the swarming we have under the Great Sitkin volcano that's already erupting. And if y'all may recall, we have several awakening, including Mount Spur right across from Anchorage here in Alaska as well. Now, just to make everything stranger, New Jersey has had another earthquake at 8.1 kilometers of depth. And before we move on and take a look at these two 6.2 magnitude earthquakes, I thought I'd mention that we had a dead ringer, another earthquake on the New Madrid there. It's going to be in Dyersburg, Tennessee, 10.3 kilometers. Jumping over to volcanoesandearthquakes.com, I did want to make sure y'all saw the swarm under Mount Sitkin. There's another volcano awakening and minor eruption there as well. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then all the magma movement all the way down to where we see these three volcanoes erupting, and we had our other 6.2. Also keep in mind there's several plate boundaries that are not properly connected per the Caribbean plate there. All right, we'll get started up here. It's at 6.2, and we've got the Great Sitkin and a newer volcano that's not been erupting until just recently, the Corvin volcano. And they're very, very close. I'm sure that there's a lot of magma movement under them. So let's get some detailed information here. USGS is their number one source, a 6.2, so we're not going to learn anything here. We will go into detailed information about this earthquake in the Aleutian Islands. Jumping over to volcanodiscovery.com, we see we had a very strong magnitude 6.2 earthquake. Of course, March 21st today, about 2 hours ago. See it's located, of course, the Aleutian Islands here. Taking a look at the actual data from that 6.2 in the Aleutian Islands, some level, I don't think it makes sense here. What we're looking at here is Muffet volcano being the closest volcano. And that makes zero sense whatsoever. This is the Aleutian Island earthquake. Looks like it released 1.9 atomic bombs worth of energy. It's a 6.2 there. We saw 2 active volcanoes closer than that. Let's compare information from different modeling agencies. All right, comparing quake data from different reporting agencies. USGS 6.226 kilometers now. Then we have the French coming in at 6.07. They're using 2 decimal points lately. Their default depth. Then we have the Incorporated Research Institution for Seismology at a 6.2, so 26 kilometers in depth. Followed by the Europeans coming in at 6.2, 30 kilometers of depth. Followed by the Germans coming in at 6.18. Talk about getting it right at 30 kilometers. Matches up with the Europeans. And we have what looks like the Italians coming in at a 6.3 at only 8.6 kilometers. And finally, that's going to be followed by the Australians also coming in at 6.2 at, of course, 33 kilometers of depth. Jumping down to Panama to see our second 6.2 for the day. It's like some are coming in at a 6.5. Wow. So what do we have here? A 6.2, 10 kilometers worth of depth, perhaps the default depth. Now both had a tsunami warning, although we only saw an event created, well, near the Aleutian Island earthquake. I didn't see any of the buoys in event mode, and I will show you that information. All right, over to volcanodiscovery.com again, and we see that Panamanian earthquake occur right there. Very strong 6.2 magnitude earthquake. And that's going to be near Bermeja, Panama. And about 2 hours and 14 minutes ago. So these happened almost simultaneously according to the data we're getting from volcanodiscovery.com. Now, all 6.2 magnitude earthquakes are going to release 1.9 atomic bombs worth of energy, which obviously is nothing to mess around with. We have tons of magma movement under these active volcanoes here in Central and into South America. We have a default depth, 10 kilometers. There was a tsunami warning, as I indicated, no event whatsoever. Over to the National Data Buoy Center, we see that these are the only tsunami buoys we have around the whole globe. Not very many at all. All the other buoys are, well, purposed differently. You can see that we have one buoy in event mode, right where we had that 6.2 in the Aleutian Islands under Mount Setkin, and that's station 46413. And we don't see anything happening, although there's not a lot of buoys around this area, around the Panama area here. Let's get some more information about this buoy here. You can see the event is this red line here. This is just regular waves, so we're not talking about a real large event. I've already looked at it. It looks like it's about 10 centimeters of movement. I would hardly call that a tsunami, but it did cause an event on the water column. Of course, this is that buoy 46413 up in the Aleutian Islands, just south. This is the event, and fortunately, it looks like it's only about 10 centimeters, and we see the same thing not only on the water column, but down here in the detailed explanation of what happened here. We see that we moved about 10 centimeters. So I wouldn't be worried about any tsunamis anytime soon. In summary, 2 6.0 magnitude earthquakes Got a swarm up here under 2 earthquakes that are in minor eruption. We have a irregular earthquake out here in New Jersey. We've got a New Madrid quake. And I think that just about does it. It's a 10 centimeter tsunami somewhere out there coming for you. That said, God bless you and yours. Please share, please subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World. Y'all stay very, very mindful if you're on the West Coast. I was expecting more earthquake activity after all the solar activity. We have not seen as much as I was expecting. Share and subscribe, folks. God bless.